bracha from Yerushalayim. We'd love to share whatever we have with as many people as we can. I would love to share some ideas on Parshat Beshallach, wherein we read of the great miracle of the splitting of the sea and the response of the Jewish people led by Moshe, the great song, maybe the most outstanding song of all in the Torah, a song that we recite in our liturgical order every day, Az Yashir Moshe Uvenei Yisrael. Not only did the men sing, the women, led by the great prophetess Miriam, they also sang. The same way the men sang Ashira al Hashem Ki Ga'o Ga'a Sus V'Rochvo Rama Vayam. Miriam encouraged them, Shiru L'Hashem. And that's, of course, one of the most basic ideas in Torah tradition. When someone experiences a miracle, when someone experiences the blessing of God, especially the salvation of God, they should express gratitude to the Creator, and they should sing. Sometimes you can't just express it in regular words. That's one of the notions of song and of poetry, to go beyond regular levels of expression. But there's one aspect of the women's song which is markedly different than the aspect of the song of the men. Vatikach Miriam HaNeviah Achot Aharon et hatof biyada vateitzena chol hanashim achareha betupim uvimcholot. Not only did the women sing, but they took musical instruments, they started playing, and they started dancing. The question is, why is it only the women that were dancing? What happened to the dancing of the men? I heard an idea in the name of a great rabbi. I wish I knew his name. I heard it many years ago. But it's a teaching that's very close to my heart. This Rebbe suggested that one of the ways of understanding the singularity of this expression is by noting that the word mecholot, the word that's used in our text for the circle dance, for the dances, is only found in only one other time in Torah. Is anybody? Mecholot? What? In the Egel HaZahav, right? In the Egel HaZahav, in the golden calf. It says that when Moshe came down, when Moses came down from the mountain, he saw the golden calf and he saw the mecholot. He saw them dancing around the calf. Vayihi ka'asher karav el ha'mahaneh vayaret ha'egel u'mecholot. This rabbi suggested that according to our tradition, the women did not participate in the sin of the golden calf. So how is it that the women had the spiritual strength, can it be, that if you dance in holiness, if you express yourself in mecholot in the proper context, then when the temptation of mecholot comes along for the golden calf, you're not interested. But if you don't, I have at least one person who likes it. Yeah. It's nice to hear really positive comments. But if you're involved in mecholot, the women did mecholot. They already expressed themselves through the dance. So now they say, okay, would you like to join the dance? We're having a dance now. What kind of dance? A golden calf dance. I'm not interested in the golden calf dance. I dance to God. I don't dance for idolatry. I don't dance for substitutes for gods. I dance when we cross the sea. So I did my mecholot. But the men, for whatever reason, they did not participate in mecholot. They did not dance when they crossed the sea. They expressed gratitude to God only with singing, but not with dancing. I would like to suggest that the Torah is teaching us something, and that is that every person has to dance. Every person dancing, we have to dance. We have a need to dance. We have an inner drive to dance. One of the greatest teachers of this principle, in my opinion, is a great woman, an outstanding personality. Her name is Yalta. Yalta, wife of Rabbi Nachman. And Yalta teaches in Masechet Chulin, Kol da'asar lan rehamana, shara lan kvateh. Every phenomenon which is prohibited in Torah, there is an equal opportunity of something which is more or less equivalent to it, which is permitted. There is nothing which is absolutely prohibited. There is something which is in a certain area prohibited, but if you study it, if you examine it, you will find a parallel to it, a force, a counter force to it, which is permitted. And she has a whole long list here in page 109 of Chulin. What does that mean? That means you can choose an improper form or a proper form. You can go to the correct pathway or to the incorrect pathway. And maybe when the rabbis teach in the Talmud, the conclusion of Talmud Yerushalmi's tractate Kiddushin, the rabbis say that one of the things that we're going to be held accountable for on Judgment Day is when God will ask us, did you enjoy every aspect of this world? This is the week of Tu B'Shvat, usually Beshallach, is almost, except for maybe leap year, Tu B'Shvat and Beshallach. Did you enjoy the world? Did you enjoy the fruit of the world? Did you enjoy the produce of the world? Did you enjoy the dances of the world? Well, Rabbi Chizkiah Rav Kohen b'Shem Rav, Atid Adam l'tein din v'cheshbon al kol shera'at eino v'lo achal. A person will have to give an accounting to God on everything that they saw that they didn't eat, that they didn't enjoy. And the rabbis teach here how there were certain great rabbinic personalities who, every new fruit, they would rush to the marketplace to be able to enjoy the new fruit. Maybe if there is this aspect of dancing in the world, we have to use it. Shakol baralach chodo. Everything in the world can be used for the glory of God. But the same way it can be used for the glory of God, it can be used for the opposite of that as well. If it could be used for singing and dancing and playing music and celebrating and praising in appreciation of God's miracles on the Red Sea, then unfortunately it could also be used to leave the pathway of God and to participate in a form of idolatry. May we always have our priorities arranged properly. May all of us be able to sing and to dance happily and healthfully and successfully in the proper way. And through the proper mecholot, this will take us away from any temptation from the improper forms of singing and dancing. Thank you so much for listening.
Maybe the men didn't dance because they didn't realize the concept to them that dancing could be used for holiness. It wasn't yet in the world. And since they weren't in touch with this, they figured, oh, I'm going to dance. Dancing is a holy thing. Dancing is a good thing. No, dancing is what people go. They do it. I don't know where, but that was their mistake. But maybe the women realized that everything in the world can be used for also positive, and we have to be careful.
There's always challenges, being from or having had the privilege of being raised in a religious home, obviously also comes with its own challenges of getting into the rote of doing things without thinking about them and without properly appreciating and being excited about the things we do on a daily basis that are so excited, tefillin and tzitzis and Shabbos candles and all other mitzvos that we do. And that's one of the challenges that comes up, and to always re-excite ourselves, as the Rav spoke about. My uncle spoke about dancing, to be excited about the mitzvos and being religious in general. There are certain inconsistencies that may exist in the Orthodox world. It could be that that's part of us being in the gullus and the exile that we're in, and nobody is perfect. If people were perfect, then they wouldn't have what to do here. It's very likely that there are people that inside they really would like to be perfect, but sometimes their actions, because of tricks of the Yetzer Hara or influences from society or other reasons, they could trip up and they could fall, and it could happen to the best of us. It's unclear why he was chosen to be this messenger of God to punish the Jews, but it's possible that even a person like Paro, you can find some positive things that he did. I was privileged to be raised in a home where my parents told me to always love all Jews and to always be warm and welcoming and accepting of everybody, no matter what their standing is in the society or in religion, that everyone must be well respected and treated well and loved. Hashem gives each person the proper strength and abilities and capabilities and koach to fight every nisayon that Hashem gives him, and every test that Hashem gives a person. The person also has the strength to overcome that test and to use that test as a stepping stone to come to higher levels. When tragedy strikes, it's very difficult for a person to keep strong in his faith in Hashem, in God. And it's important that everyone realizes that the master of the world has a master plan, but a person has to be able to put his mind, his intellect on top of his feelings. And even though a person may feel sometimes that what was done or what happened seems to be unfair or not right, we have to believe that Hashem is the ultimate good and He only wants to do good for everybody else. We have to just keep reminding that of ourselves, and at that time friends help a lot to talk to about it and to give inspiration and to give chizuk when needed.